In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college football games happening on October 8, 2022, and providing you with team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college football games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Iowa versus Illinois. The 3-2 Iowa Hawkeyes hit the road and will try to improve upon their 1-1 Big Ten Conference record when they travel to Illinois to take on the Fighting Illini. Illinois comes into this matchup at 4-1 overall and also 1-1 in conference play. Iowa will also be looking to put an end to Illinois' perfect 3-0 home record this season. Iowa is 7-2-1 against the spread in their last 10 road games and 3-8-1 against the spread in their last 12th of October games. The under is 5-1 in Iowa's last 6 games. Illinois is 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 games and 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 conference games. The under is 6-2 in Illinois' last 8 home games. The over is 4-1 in these 2 teams' last 5 head-to-head meetings. The Iowa Hawkeyes were dismantled by the Michigan Wolverines last week, with the score looking a lot closer than how the game was played. They have the country's 3rd best scoring defense, holding teams to 10 points per game. But Michigan racked up 327, including 172 on the ground. It has been Illinois' formula to open the year, battering teams with their rushing attack. After 5 weeks, they are averaging 210 yards on the ground, good for 24th in the nation. They outrushed the Badgers 137-2 last week and beat them at their own game, holding Wisconsin to their lowest rushing total in 7 years. Iowa has a similar run-centric approach, and they are last in the Big Ten in points per game with 16.4. Illinois is 7-1 against Teeth spread in their last 8 games dating back to last year and will be ready to rock at Memorial Stadium. Iowa continued their offensive struggles in their last game, while Illinois had a big win over Wisconsin. Illinois has played great this season, with their only slip-up coming on the road against Indiana, so the Illinois Fighting Illini to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The aforementioned Hawkeyes have struggled to score all season long, and it was put on full display last week in their loss to Michigan. Iowa's offense ranks a distant last among Big Ten teams in points and yards. Illinois is 5th in the country in scoring defense, but their opponents have not exactly been juggernauts on that end. Iowa runs the same type of offense the Badgers run, and Illinois held them to just 2 rushing yards last week. The total here is insanely low, but I anticipate both teams struggling to consistently move the football. Both defensive units are top 5 in scoring and yards per play. These are 2 of the top 3 scoring defenses in the country, and I think this is going to be a black and blue style of game with lots of hard-hitting and smash-mouth defense. This is going to be a slow, grinded-out type of football game. This game has a 17-13 type final score written all over it in my opinion, and whichever way you have it going. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Texas Aggies versus Alabama. The Alabama Crimson Tide plays host to the Texas Aggies on Saturday afternoon in a crucial Southeastern Conference showdown from Bryant-Denny Stadium. When these 2 met last season, it was one of the best games of the regular season, with the Aggies springing the upset at home. Texas Aggies has struggled to find consistency at home this season, and it seems difficult to imagine that turning around this weekend. For the Crimson Tide, they continue to look like the favorites in the Southeastern Conference West, though injuries may change that tune. After last year's excitement in this meeting, plenty will want to watch the rematch between 2 of the conference's proudest programs. The Texas Aggies take on the Alabama Crimson Tide in a Saturday night rivalry. Alabama has looked dominant in every game this season besides Week 2 at Texas. Their average margin of victory this season, including the Texas game and a road game against Arkansas, is 37 points per game. They are dominant on both sides of the ball and are going to show it on Saturday night. Texas Aggies had a lot of hype coming into the season but got beat by App State in Week 2 and got blown out on the road against Mississippi State last week. They have changed quarterbacks already this year, but it was not enough to beat Mississippi State last week. They got beat by a very good offense, and they have another great offense this week. Alabama has covered the spread in 4 of their last 5 games and is 13-7 against the spread in their last 20 games against a Southeastern Conference opponent. Even if Bryce Young can't play in this game, this is still going to be a blowout win for the Crimson Tide. Texas Aggies defense was awful in the last game, and it's not going to get any better in this game. Max Johnson will also struggle to move the ball against the Alabama defense, and this will be an easy victory. So the Alabama Crimson Tide to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Aggies are averaging 22 points per game, and they scored 24 points in their only road game. They averaged 31 points per game in their last 3 games against the Crimson Tide. They are in the bottom half of the country when it comes to throwing and running the ball, and they're facing a defense that doesn't give up a lot of yards and is holding opponents to 11 points per game. So don't expect the Aggies to score more than 14 points in this game. The Crimson Tide are averaging 48 points per game and 58 points per game at home. They averaged 46 points per game in their last 3 games against the Aggies. They have a balanced offense, but they do a better job running the ball. The Aggies and Crimson Tide played over the total in their last 4 meetings. With the Aggies having one of the worst run defenses in the country, the Crimson Tide will run the ball down their throats and will score enough points to push the score past the total. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Oregon versus Arizona. The number 12 Oregon Ducks take on the Arizona Wildcats in this late-night Saturday matchup. Oregon is 28-17 against Arizona in the all-time series. Oregon has won 4 of the last 5 matchups against Arizona. However, Oregon has not beaten Arizona in Tucson since 2011. Oregon is 0-5 against the spread in their last 5 road games and 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 games on grass. The over is 4-0 in Oregon's last 4 games. Arizona is 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 home games and 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 games against a team with a winning record. The over is 6-1 in Arizona's last 8 games. The under is 7-1 in these 2 teams' last 8 head-to-head meetings. The Pac-12 has gotten quite interesting over the last few weeks, and Oregon has recovered from their opening game destruction at the hands of Georgia. Their offense, led by quarterback Bo Nix, has scored at least 41 points in every game since, and they look like a team that could win their conference. The problem for the Ducks is that their defense, particularly their pass defense that ranks 119th in the nation, isn't very good. Arizona ranks 9th in the nation in passing yards per game, and Wildcats quarterback Jayden de Laura is 5th in the nation in total passing yards. Nix throughout his collegiate career has been worse on the road than at home. His completion percentage drops, he throws less touchdowns and more interceptions. Most notably, his yards per completion drops significantly, meaning he is likely checking down more and throwing underneath. The Wildcats' defense is nothing to get excited about either, especially their run defense, which is giving up 213 yards per game on the ground. This is too many points with a bye up next for the Ducks and a look ahead to hosting UCLA. So the Arizona Wildcats to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The Wildcats will struggle to contain Oregon's rushing game, and the Ducks have plenty of weapons through the air, too. On the other side, Arizona will look to exploit Oregon's leaky secondary, so I'm looking for a high-scoring affair in Tucson. Jayden de Laura must be fired up following his remarkable performance in Week 5, and Arizona will find a way to score a few times in this one. I've mentioned above that Oregon has scored 200 points in its last 4 contests, while the Wildcats have surpassed a 30-point mark in 3 consecutive outings. Both of these offenses are very good, and both of these defenses are pretty poor. The quarterback play for both these teams has been excellent. Both teams have solid weapons in the ground game and through the air. These teams combined are putting up 975 yards per game and allowing 777. Additionally, the over is 5-1 in Oregon's last 6 outings at any location, and it is 4-1 in Arizona's last 5 games overall. This game is going to soar past the total number. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.